we ask questions as a race about the deepest questions. We ask these, like, what is the meaning of life? Where did consciousness arise from? How was nothingness? How was everythingness formed from nothingness? But one of the most importantest questions that we have yet to answer is it gay to have a wet dream in your homie's bed? And I'm here to deductively analyze such an inquiry into the intricacies of existence as a whole. Now let's dive into this. First off, first we have to analyze what the wet dream was about. What propagated this dream? What is the catalyst for such an occurrence? So, you know, if you're, let's say you're at the sleepover, because everybody knows you can't control the wet dreams. Sometimes the wet dreams can control you. But that's not what we do though. You control your wet dreams. But sometimes it just be happening, the thing be thangin'. So let's say you're at the sleepover, right? And you're in the homie's bed, like everything's going well. You're just chilling. But and then suddenly, man, you get, I mean, what's her name, bro? Edna Power from The Incredibles shows up in your dream, and you guys know my feelings about her. You guys, I, she shows up in a dream, bro. What do you do? And then suddenly, you wake up. It's not your sheets that are soiled. It's your homie's sheets. So now we really have to ask ourselves: Is this gay? Like, because otherwise, if it was just in your bed, you'd be fine. You wouldn't even have to. You wouldn't even have to think. But now, it's your homie's bed. So now we really have to analyze this, because if it was about a shorty, I would not say it's entirely gay. But if you have a wet dream in your homie's bed about your homie, I would definitely say that's homosexual. And listen, this whole video, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that, oh, it's bad, but we're trying to analyze the facts here. All right. How do we think that the Enlightenment era of the 1700s was arisen? It was by people asking the questions that need to be answered, and this answer is a question that needs to be asked. Okay, because we need to really think about this. Now, it just depends on the dream, bro. Because if you're dreaming, but and then your homie wakes you up, like if your homie was involved, because it might be your homie's bed, but it just depends on how attached your homie is to the idea of your homie's bed itself. And see, when we look at it from such a nuanced and fragilous perspective, we can conclude that if you have a wet dream in your homie's bed, it's not entirely gay, but under such a ah under such a circumstance where it could be gay, it's gay. I hope I answered your questions, and bro, I gotta take a shit.